Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
I just made someone turn their car around and go home when they heard this song was 20 years old. That's what they texted it as their unhighlight of the weekend. Yeah, 20 years old. Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We'll get to sports in a second. Some other highlights of the weekend. Derek checked in and said, highlight of the weekend? The new game Split Faction spent about 12 hours or more of playing it. 12 hours of that new game. I know that game, so I don't know if it's amazing. But if it sounds like it's pretty good. Let's see what it says about the game. It is a action-adventure game developed by Hazelight Studios and published by Electronic Arts. Oh, I'm not going to keep going through it. Just play the game. I think it'll be great.
Well, that doesn't tell you what the game's about.
It's an action-adventure game.
That does nothing for me.
I know. Almost all of them are action-adventure games. Let's see here. It follows a cooperative multiplayer-only game. It follows authors Mio Hudson and Zoe Foster after they become imprisoned in a world of their stories when they're connected to a machine designed to steal creative ideas.
That's a lot to unpack.
So it's not a shooter game. I like shooter games.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. I might try it. For PS5, Windows, Xbox, whatever. Wherever you get your games.
Yeah, of
kind of like
course.
wherever you get your podcasts. Just go try it out. Also, let's see here. Britt checked in. Me and my boyfriend and my BFF went to Sushi Pace over the weekend on Fullerton. We ate $400 of sushi for $120, laughing emoji. Does that mean they skipped out on $280 of the bill? If they're laughing about it, or...
Well, that's a really poor job of dining and dashing if you're still paying over $100 for your meal.
I'll ask her. We'll see if we get an answer before sports.
My guess is because...
Don't do that, by the way.
No, it's bad.
It's one of the worst things you can do in life is dine and dash. Those poor bartenders and waitresses, and they probably have to pay for the bill because the owner goes like, hi, I owe you $400, but you lost that tab, so I guess you owe me some money. Wash some dishes.
To be clear, I know you're incriminating this person on the text line. I don't think they dined and dashed.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying don't do that. Don't dine and dash.
Okay.
Ever.
I agree.
I don't want people to misconstrue it, so I will make sure of that.
Do you think you get labeled a dine and dasher?
Me?
Yeah.
I think someone can.
I know, but you talk about how much you like to tip people, so if people can't, they don't think that about you.
I not only like the tip, I like to bask in the glow when they see the check and go, oh, thank you. And I sit there for a few minutes. Megan goes, can we go? I go, no, I'm still enjoying this.
You know the best part of charity, getting credit for it.
Damn right.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
All right, keep checking in with the highlights of your weekend. The Cubs looking decent going into Sunday. Seiya went long, and Kyle Tucker banged one out. Let's hear what Kyle Tucker sounded like when he hit the ball really hard. And it was a great day.
For Kyle Tucker, infield about halfway. And that is hammered. Right field, way back. Forget it. Kyle Tucker will touch them all. A 3-run homer, and the Cubs lead it 6-2. Bang.
Yeah, he took a swing at that one like he knew it was coming.
Love that. Great call, by the way, out there in Arizona where there's a lot of Cubs fans living, a lot of transplants in Phoenix. But that's not what happened. Then the bullpen completely fell apart. The 8th inning, 8 runs scored by the D-backs. Cubs lose 10-6. Bullpen did not do a good job. They had a reliever come in. I don't know who he is, by the way. He has a beautiful beard and flowing hair. He's handsome as hell, this guy. But boy, he didn't do the job. I don't know who he is, but boy, he did not do well. Beautiful.
That's tough.
Beautiful man. His name escapes me right now and who he is as a Cubs fan. So now they're 2-4, start a series with the A's before they come home and take on the Padres for the home opener. That is us, Friday. At this time, Friday, join us at Almost Home Tavern. It's diagonally north of the Metro, right in the shadow of Wrigley Field. It's one of the best spots to go in Wrigleyville, not only for game day before and after, but for Metro shows before and after. We were there last year, remember, for the Offspring pop-up, and we got the Cubby Bear pop-up happening on Thursday. I'd say stop in there, get some food. You can actually almost see the Cubby Bear from there, so you can stake out the line a little bit, you know, and the food's tremendous. The bartenders, the owners, they're great people. Almost Home Tavern. It's our second anniversary of doing the home opener there, so Friday, 6 to 10, we'll have tons of concert tickets, games, the show live. Please come join us.
It's free to get in. If you're somebody who's in your car now, but maybe can't stay all the way through 10 o'clock, show up 7 to 8, show up 7 to 7:30, 7 to 7:05. Anytime works, we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Also, just an update on that Dine and Dash that they did not do. It was all you can eat. So that's the math. If we didn't do all you can eat, Nothing illegal. We're not dine and dashers, Britt says from Indiana, who came all the way to Fullerton to eat that sushi. So they just now I'm all for that. When it's all you can eat, make the most of it. Good job. Good job, Britt. There's an update. Before we get to the White Sox, who lost 3-2 to the Angels yesterday, but that's not the story. Boy, that rain and hail came through fast.
Scary.
Tornado watches and tornado warnings in some parts of the area. So that rain and hail came down fast. I'm trying to give some I don't know, sympathy, empathy. Mm-hmm. But they couldn't get the tarp over the field because the hail piled on in the rain so fast they could not lift it with the weight of the rain and hail. So the tarp to cover the field for the almost 3-hour rain delay couldn't get over the whole field. And they kind of brought out these make-good tarps to cover. It looked like the field had alopecia. Didn't look great. And it was almost a 3-hour rain delay. And I say to my guy Case, who was a Division III baseball prospect,
I know a little bit about America's pastime.
Why didn't they call the game? Because usually at that point, it's close to 2 hours, they will just call it. And why didn't they call the game? And everybody left. There was like 3 people in the stands at the end.
Well, there were only like 5 people to begin with.
Sorry,
hacky White Sox joke for a White Sox
Wow,
fan.
you're the White Sox fan, too.
Well, they had to play the game because the Angels don't come back to Chicago this year. So it was a tie game in the bottom of the 7th when they went to a rain delay. You can't, on an off day in August, let's say, once they've played 100 games in the season, you can't have the Angels fly back to Chicago to play 2 innings of baseball. And the announcers were emphatic about that when the rain delay happened. We are going to finish this game. We are going to play this because we don't want the Angels flying back here on an off day later in the year.
Why wouldn't they want to fly back here? Chicago in August is glorious. There's so many good concerts. The team could come back, play an inning of baseball, and they could go to either, they go to Lollapalooza, they go see Oasis at Wrigley or at Soldier Field. They could go see.
I think the Angels they have a lot of Coheed fans on that team. They're hoping to get tickets. Maybe Shinedown. Mike Trout's probably a big Shinedown guy.
Shinedown will be at Allstate. Coheed will be at Northern Island every day. 9 Inch Nails, there's 2 shows.
Oh my God!
And those guys can afford to buy 9 Inch Nails tickets on the aftermarket to go to that show.
Yeah, some of them can. Angels are a famously cheap team.
Cheap, but they're still millionaires. They've got enough money to buy 9 Inch Nails tickets.
Those tickets were quite a bit of money.
Instead, of course, all those people had to sit there. Well, all those 3 people had to sit there and sit through a 3-hour terrible rain delay to then watch the White Sox lose.
That's right, because it was tied when the rain delay started. They ended up losing 3-2.
Unbelievable. But hey, that's what White Sox fans do. The drunkest fan base.
That's what White Sox fans do. That's hard to listen to.
I'm actually upset that they won this because I wanted the Cubs to win this. White Sox won. The average amount of drinks per game are 4.2 with White Sox fans. That's number 1 in Major League Baseball. Congratulations, White Sox fans. Cubs are tied for 13th with 3.4 drinks per game, just almost 1 more drink less. Which shocks me because at Wrigley, I've never had just 3.4 drinks.
We've been to Cubs games together. I know.
We'll be there this Friday. But, yeah, congrats, White Sox fans. That's a nice honor.
No, look, it's an honor, absolutely. I want to thank my fellow Southsiders for making this happen. I might personally not partake in doing alcohol, but I know a lot of people that do. And I know time after time over this last year, over the last 81 home games, that White Sox players drove White Sox fans to drink. This is what we do. This is how we do it. Why bother winning a baseball game when you can just drink more beer than every other fan base?
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're going to play that new Mumford & Sons here in a second. We announced those shows coming to the United Center, or a show. Ticket Puts Thursday this week will be for Mumford & Sons. But for the moment, focus on Coheed and Cambria. That will be a guaranteed entry pass after Mumford & Sons. But first, let's enjoy one of our favorite comics, Nate Bargatze.
I'm cold now, too, that I'm old. 45, I just get cold. I always have to bring a jacket. It could be 135 degrees outside, and I will walk around with a jacket. And I see these young people, and I just think, where are your jackets? My body's falling apart. My shoulder hurts because I stand on stage like this. My body can't handle this. And I went to the doctor to try to fix it, and they talked to me like I was an old car. He just goes, I wouldn't put any more money into it, to be honest. I pulled a muscle recently. I guess it was in my soul. I mean, it was dead middle of my body. I thought it was the front, and then I was like, well, that back hurts too, so. Well, what's in the middle? What muscle is in the middle?
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q 101.
Well, Kenzie's off today, so you get me. Look at what the cat dragged in.
Oh, boy.
I'm ready to go. I love doing it, and my record is outstanding. I believe I have something like a 78% win percentile.
Something like that.
Somewhere like that.
Yeah.
I've a special Star Wars one I shouldn't count, even though I'm a Star Wars nerd. I certainly ran into a couple, or at least one in that time that was bigger than me. And props, by the way, to that. So let's get to it. Zach checking in from Hammond. Ahoy, Zach. Tell us something about yourself.
Ahoy. My name's Zach. I'm a custodian from Hammond. I'm actually getting ready to graduate with a psychology degree in a couple months.
Wow, that is awesome. So janitor by day and then psychology student by night?
Yep.
And what are you going to do with that degree when you get it going? What's your plan?
Well, my big aspirations is to either be a school counselor or a school psychologist.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
That is amazing. That is amazing, man. Appreciate you. I was always, when I was in school, I always friended the janitors and the custodians.
Right. It's the best thing to do. They know where your desk is at.
That is true. Sort of friends on the inside at that point.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If I get one wrong, you can steal a point, and I can do the same with you. Call heads or tails. Zach, let's go.
All right, I'm going to go with tails.
It is tails.
Okay.
It's all fair here, but I'm ready to go. I love doing this. I don't get to do it very often. So here we go. Case will be asking the questions. Go ahead, Case.
Zach, the Corvette is manufactured by what car company?
That's going to be Chevrolet.
Chevrolet is right. Thanks for giving him a lob ball to start with, Case. Appreciate that.
All right, well, Brian, what type of steering makes it easier to turn the wheel?
My guess would be, I want to picture a hamster wheel helping out, but that's not true. It's power steering.
Power steering.
All right, thanks for my layup. I appreciate it. 1-1.
All right, that was Cars 101. We're all set here.
No question about the car hole, which is really the most important thing.
The most important thing on the car is the car hole.
Damn right.
Zach, what U.S. city is famous for its French Quarter?
That's going to be New Orleans.
New Orleans is right. It's ripping through here. What do you got? What do you got for me, Case?
Brian, what U.S. state is home to NASA's Kennedy Space Center?
As a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut, Michael Jordan, or Eddie Van Halen.
Those were the three?
That was the three options for me.
Okay.
I used to have a telescope. I had a little journal. I used to write. I saw 2 UFOs, by the way. They are real. They are among us. But I will say the Kennedy
Space Center.
Cape Canaveral is in Florida.
There you go.
Florida. That's right. I had to preamble all that. But there you go. We're not alone, is what I'm saying.
Astronaut, Michael Jordan, or Eddie Van Halen?
Yep, I feel like I'm doing it all right here.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I learn something new every day.
Let's go.
2-2. It's back to Zach. Zach, there are 3 MLB teams named after birds. Name 2 of them.
I'm going to say the Cardinals and the,
3, 2. Can I count?
The Orioles.
Orioles got it before the buzzer.
Oh, dang it.
Got it before the buzzer.
Blue Jays, the other one?
Blue Jays, the other one. That does not get you a point.
Damn it.
I know.
Can I get a half?
Nope.
Okay. Odd numbers would have helped out here.
3-2. It is back to Brian. Brian sticking with baseball. In baseball, a 6-4-3 double play involves what positions touching the ball?
6-4-3 is first base, second base, third base.
No, that is incorrect.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn it. I answered too fast. That's my fault.
Incorrect. Zach, you can steal it.
Could you repeat that again?
In baseball, a 6-4-3 double play involves what positions?
That's going to be shortstop, second base, and then first base.
First base, that's correct.
I answered too quick. I got excited.
Embarrassing.
I'm going to go. It is embarrassing. I'm going to go slower. I'm going to go slower.
When we're at Almost Home on Friday for the Cubs home opening broadcast, everybody be sure to explain to Brian what a 6-4-3 double play is.
By that point, I'm at about 4 or 5 beers deep anyway. So good luck.
So it's irrelevant.
Good luck explaining that to me. God dang, I know. It's so stupid.
Not good. Not good. And now
Idiot.
Zach can win it, by the way.
Can he? He only got 3, I thought.
Zach's got 4 because he stole your point there.
Oh.
So it's 4-2.
Zach.
It's back to Zach. Zach, your question is, what is the longest running animated TV show in history?
That's going to be The Simpsons.
That is The
Oh,
Simpsons.
get out of town. Lay up. Boo. Boo. Listen, you won fair and square because I blew that question. God, I got too excited.
Too excited. Zach, well done. That was fantastic.
Thank you guys so much. This saves me from like 12 hours of waiting outside the Cubby Bear. Yeah, that was my plan for the day.
Well, listen, that's what's going to be out there this Thursday. We'll see you out there. I want to make sure I say hello, so make sure you grab me.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much, and congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. Appreciate you. Of course, Coheed and Cambry at the Cubby Bear this Thursday, sponsored by our great friends, the Cubby Bear, Boost Mobile, and Modelo. We'll have more of these passes tomorrow on the show. Coming up, a chance to go see Oasis at the Rose Bowl. We'll get to that in a second, plus a piece of garbage madness update after Papa Roach.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and coming up at 7:45, I'm going to give you that keyword. So this is the newer keyword every day. We'll give you a keyword around this time for a trip to see Oasis at the Rose Bowl. How about that? And that'll be every day this week. We'll do it in the morning at 6:15, and we do it around now, so stay here for it. If you've already entered, it's fine. Once a day is all you get. But this is a huge trip, a full VIP trip for you taken care of. So that's coming up at 7:45 here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101 Oasis at the Rose Bowl. In the meantime, piece of garbage madness in full swing. We're getting in the second round. We're getting into the nitty-gritty. We try to follow the NCAA basketball tournament. Now, obviously, in the second round, we give you these games when they don't have any games. The Final Four coming up with all the number ones on Saturday. But in our tournament, it's people and things that have been pieces of garbage in the past year. And you vote. You decide who advances. Last year, Tiffany Henyard being the biggest piece of garbage and number 1 overall seed. Let's go through some of the weekend matchups. There was a lot. But yesterday, very exciting. As 12-seed Case drinking all of the Jarritos.
Jarritos, like Ja Rule.
Jarritos at Kenzie's kid's birthday party. Beat 4-seed the Bulls easily.
That sucks. The Bulls have been so bad. Up until like last week, they were not a fun basketball team to watch.
You may be benefiting, or at least they might be benefiting, from the half-court shot beating the Lakers twice and going 9-11 of the last, 20 games.
And then 9-11 in the last 11 games.
11 games. Yeah, 9 of 11 in the last 11 games.
That make more sense.
That would make a little more. But either way, you're supposed to go for the body of work for the past year. Not so good. And Case, what do you think people are saying about you in this? You're the only person now to advance because Kenzie's out and now I'm out, which I'll explain in a second.
What do I think it says about me?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make me feel good.
Right.
All I did was get introduced to another culture and get a little bit excited at a sugary soda that I was previously not aware of. And because I don't drink alcohol, which is a personal choice, all of a sudden I'm expected to what? Drink water? I hate water. There was a soda made available to me, and I said, much like Michael Jordan, Chicago icon, F them kids, I'm taking the Jarritos.
You did, but you drank all of them.
I did. And I hoarded them, too.
And these poor kids at the party.
Oh, I know. These poor kids out of Allergen. It's so hard for them.
They were very sad there were no Oritos to drink.
I was hitting them with stiff arms. I was like the Heisman Trophy all of a sudden.
Talk about a scene. Boy, watching that from afar while I was eating a churro was interesting. All right.
The party was fantastic.
Tough one here. 1 seed, the White Sox nearly lost to 9 seed Tiffany Henyard's ice rink, but they pulled it out. I think it was the tarp over the weekend that really helped, not getting the tarp over the field. So number 1 seed almost got taken out, but the White Sox do advance in piece of garbage madness. The 2 seed, this was an easy matchup. The Chicago Sports Network took out 10 seed Broccoli Hair.
Good.
Now, some people thought Broccoli Hair was a dark horse and could go all the way, but no, they're gone. So now you got 2 seed Chicago Sports Network. This one was the most interesting matchup of the weekend, in my opinion. I'll explain why. 3 seed Artificial Intelligence had a close one against 6 seed Tipflation.
Yes.
Now, easily Artificial Intelligence won on Facebook. We do the voting on Twitter and on Instagram stories as well. Instagram stories, also, artificial intelligence easily won. On Twitter, Tipflation won by a landslide on the weekend that Elon Musk sold Twitter, allegedly through a stock trade, to his AI company.
Oh, that sounds cool. That's on the up and up. I'm glad he made another $30 billion off that.
So AI took over, I think, the poll and made themselves lose to not advance in piece of garbage madness. That's what I think.
No, I'm with you. For those that aren't on Twitter anymore, they have this AI service called Grok, which I know everybody uses. And
I thought it
loves.
was Gronk, and I was looking for a Gronk quote. Yeah.
I'm sure Grok hacked our poll and tried to put Tipflation ahead, but I'm very proud of our listeners, even though they voted against me and my Jarritos love affair. We are now seeing the dangers of AI. It's affecting piece of garbage madness, and I'm glad so many people on Facebook and Instagram voted for AI.
Now, see, I go through all of them, the Facebook poll, the Twitter poll, and the Instagram story. I'm sorry, the committee does, not just me. And that's how I judged. I saw something was afoot there. Something was hinky. And
Something was hinky?
Hinky.
What is hinky?
Hinky means strange, something you should be suspicious about.
Interesting.
Hinky.
Interesting.
Use that word in a sentence today, kids. I first learned it in the movie The Fugitive.
Haven't seen it.
You gotta see The Fugitive.
Haven't seen it.
We'll add it to the list. Is there an anniversary coming up at all from The Fugitive?
I'm sure it came out at some point in the last 365 days.
Thank you. So that advances. Also, another matchup with me. So I'm out because me not sharing my Oasis tickets with Kenzie, which made the list, was taken out by Cybertruck owners to bring up Elon Musk again. So I'm glad I faced them, and I did not advance in piece of garbage madness.
I'm really sad that people think more of you than they do Cybertrucks. It would have been very funny if it was the other way around.
If I lost to Cybertruck owners, meaning I advanced, might have been a hard look in the mirror.
That would have been a bad look for you. A tough one, if you will.
Yep. So those were some of the matchups over the weekend. Right now you can go vote because there's an interesting matchup going on that's almost tied in every platform I have it on. 6 seed Bears Stadium Drama is taking on 3 seed Indiana annexing Illinois, which we've talked about how Indiana is trying to, in fact, they've created a bill. There's 33 counties of Illinois that want to secede and be part of Indiana. And we can't let them go. This started the border war. You don't know the skirmishes that are going on right at this moment on the border.
It's a whole thing.
It's a big thing. No one's talking about it except us.
Talking about it.
Only us. So that's almost tied right now. What's a bigger piece of garbage? The Bears Stadium Drama or Indiana annexing Illinois? Go vote on Facebook, Twitter, and our Instagram story right now to make a difference.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.